I don't see any point working with you if my life is not important to you. I love you, but I can't. And even if he still has the message, you can show it. That's exactly what I said. I love you, but I don't think there's any point to keep working with you if my part of the whole arrangement you're not. It's not important to you. Good luck. So I chilled, and he responded with threats. Different threats. So like I was chill. Like we had an exchange of words. On that right there on the DM. So that was it. That was how it ended, because I told him, nah, I ain't sending no more beats. So like there's nothing you're gonna tell me it's gonna make me send you beats until you start taking my shit seriously. That's the fact of the matter. So that was how everything ended. So me, I was thinking everything has ended. Right up until Joro release. Here is someone who has refused to give you know what you've been stopping him for. You're talking about that all the time, and hasn't responded to you. Now, dropped a song that you produced, and praising another producer on his social media. It wasn't really about just Joro. It was about my whole experience with the second party. Because like we're talking about someone that I was part of the team. I lived with them. I traveled with them. So that was not really about even cost issue, because even after the whole combat to get the contract for Joro and everything, because it was a whole fight to get the Joro contract, because after the song was ready, Wizkid's management and they were asking for the stems. Wizkid was asking for the stems to the songs that I have on this album. That was Joro and Blessings. I didn't mention Blessings. It was among the pack too that I sent among the beats. So, and I talked with my lawyer. I talked with my associate KLP, and like, am I supposed to send the stems before we talk about payment? KLP said no. That internationally, like standard and everything, that I'm supposed to see a contract and sign and get my payment before I send stems to anybody, because once you send the stems to them, and then they have everything, and then they can just go ahead and do what they like and think about you if they like, when they want, anything. So you're supposed to their payment for the stem is their way of committing to the project, that they are committed to get the project done. So, but on the case of Joro, after we fought and everything, because Wiz didn't want to give me the contract initially. He didn't. So it was a lot of fights and a lot of back and forth. Then eventually he did. His lawyer contacted my lawyers. I sent the stems and everything was fine. But even after that was not when I was paid. I was paid before the song dropped, but not after the contract and everything. It was later on, like we kept on sending back documents back and forth before I was paid. But that was not what like stimulated my complaints on Twitter. You see, like after we cleared the whole contract from those songs, then we started working on newer songs. That was when we made songs with Jamaican artists, two big Jamaican artists. So I even heard the song. Like he played me the one with Damian Marley. I have it. I have like a record of it, not the clear version. So but it's been months. So but when we're making more songs, sending more beats. So keeping track, you will want to ask for the former ones that you send. Like, okay, what about the payment of those others? So you'll be expecting to get a positive response, but you won't. No response. Not even we are looking into it. See you next week. Nothing. Okay, then you take your chill again. Next 2 weeks again, you bring it up again and say, hey, what about the Damian record? What about the contract? No response. Or maybe he cover it up with another talk. Be like, then we'll talk again and be like, send me beats. I'll send him beats. We'll keep on moving, keep on moving. A month later again, I ask, what about the Damian Marley record? No answer. Then I didn't say anything. Then he messaged me one time and said, okay, the Buju Banton records, because we have songs with Buju Banton, that his people are gonna contact me. I said fine. He now asked for beats. And I said, okay, I'll send you beats. He said when? I said tomorrow. How many? I said 4. He said cool. And I said, okay. What about the Damian record? He didn't respond again. So I was just chill. I was okay, maybe he's busy. Maybe he will respond tomorrow. So I waited. The message left the message read. I waited till the next day. He didn't respond. So I texted him. I told him, like, I don't see any point working with you if my life is not important to you. No, he didn't do the song. I made the song, everything. So you see like the connection. Okay, we had like an altercation here on the DM. That was like a few weeks before Joro dropped. Joro drops and you're praising another producer. You see, there's a connection. But that was not really what pissed me. What pissed me was Killer Tunes went online and was saying like I made the artwork for Blessings before the song dropped, and that what kind of producer makes an artwork for before the label does, and I never did that. You know, that artwork I just saw, maybe the Wizkid FC, one of them just made an artwork and I saw it and I liked it, so I retweeted it. Then he started talking about my tag, and like what kind of producer has a tag that is a full sentence, because my tag is the gods have spoken. But you know, Metro Boomin wants some more, nigga. Take it, fuck these niggas up. They are sentences, man. But this is someone just wants to come at you, and I didn't even see. I don't have any problem with you. My problem is with Wiz. I don't have any issue with you. But you out there now saying Aboki, if not for Chiama, Etijemo, Aboki, and all that. So that was why I came at Killer Tunes. Besides that, I don't have any issue with Killer Tunes. My problem is with Wiz. So that was what caused my feedback on Twitter, and I went on and to start explaining the other things that happened. That was because I saw that, okay, this person that I just finished quarreling with on the DM over something that is related to this is now still like here on Twitter, still in the same fight. And like, when do we stop fighting, bro? When do we stop fighting? Like, it's been war since the beginning. It's been war. Like, for the Joro, I'll call that the first time. Then for the Damian Marley, that caused the whole serious problem. That was the second time. And I knew that, okay, there's no point. We made Joro last year, 2018. Like, yeah, the song. Last year, I went to see, when I left Wiz's house, I got my own place. During that period, that space, I went to see Terry at the house. So Terry was playing songs for me. And Terry was, because I had an issue with Wiz then, I wasn't sending Wiz any beats. When I came back to see Terry was playing me some songs that Wiz made during those period. So, and he was asking me, like, how come, like, he didn't hear any of my, that have I been sending Wiz beats? I was like, no. He was like, why now? Then Terry talked with me. Terry's like blood. We went through everything together. That's not everything entirely, but like the period we spent together at the house. So I told him, okay, I promise I'm gonna send these beats, because Terry made some very, very, very clear points. So I got back to my hotel room. Then I sent Wizzy beats. I sent Wizzy like 13 beats that on the folder. The Joro beat was there. The track that was supposed to be with what's her name? Teniola. Yeah. That track was there too. There's another 1, 2 Sarah song. You don't know about that one. That one too was there. Like, he got like 5 songs from the folder that I sent him. So, well, that was how we got Joro, because Joro beat was among them. But how I made the beat was the keys. I was already playing the keys. That intro, that. Yeah, no, that. So I played that for days because I was enjoying it. I didn't add any drum. I didn't add anything. So one day I just recorded it on my FL Studio and I left it there. So I was listening to it another day again. I said, okay, let me add drums to it. So I just add, like 30 minutes, I just added like the drums that I was playing, because it was basic. I added drums, then That was it. I was even deliberating whether I should add the beat to the pack the day I was sending beats to Wiz, because I wasn't feeling the beat. I swear. I wasn't feeling the beat. I was like, okay, I added all the beats. So I was like, make I judge this one. I'm not feeling this beat. This beat, I'm not feeling this beat. So I just added it. I called it track eight that I started. That was it. Well, a few months after we made Soccer, yeah, I was in my hotel room. Then Mariel Gomirez, she's actually quite fun, one of Beyonce's associate, texted me, yeah, from Parkwood exactly, texted me on WhatsApp and said if they could give me a call. I didn't even know who they was at the time, so I said yes. I didn't even know that like the reason why they wanted to call me was because it was too confidential, and they can't leave it just on the written. So they called me. She called me and told me they listened to my stuff. They listened to Fever. They listened to Soccer. They listened to Gucci Snake, and that they love what I do and that they want me to be a part of what they are doing. That if I could have some records to send to them, and that was it. I couldn't believe my ears. She said she represented Beyonce. I was like, excuse me. I just want to be clear. Did you say Beyonce? She said, yeah, like Beyonce does. She was laughing because it was funny. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, we actually talked about this. So after that, I sent them 40 beats. Send them 20. Yes, I sent them 40 beats, 20 beats one side, 20 beats one, 2 packs. So they selected 2 of the beats. Then one of them made it to the album, which was The Keys to the City. It was like a miracle. Me and my lawyer, it was a drama between me and my lawyer, because to be honest with you, I found out I was on the album 2 days before the album dropped. Because even I myself, I didn't know. So it was an email. I just got a mail that this is to inform you that the track that you gave us is on the album that Beyonce is dropping on Friday, and the Lion King album. My lawyer forwarded the mail to me. Come be like, say I know sabi read English. And like, because the album was already trending before I got the mail. You understand? It was already trending like 1 week to the release. So I was already feeling the trend. I didn't even know I was part of it. Because funny enough, I went to the cinema with my friend to see the movie, and we were just seeing it everywhere. They were just the Palms ShopRite. The cinema was all littered with the thing. Like they had statues and everything. They had paws on the floor. Everything was showing the Lion King thing. I didn't even know they were celebrating me. That I was among. I just came there. I was like, man. I was telling my friend that, man, this album is gonna be big, bro. Look, check this out. Look at the movie, everything. So 2 days before the album came out, before the album came out, I got the mail that I was on the album. I was so excited. I called my lawyer. I don't understand the mail. Explain that mail what you said for me. And it was awesome. It was just smooth sailing from there. They paid, we signed. Even the documentary they made, I'm getting royalties from there. Everything they pay, everything is fine. That would be when I was about 5 or 6 years old. Like, I remember when we were little in Kano, like, when my mates wanted to sing, I'm the one they always call to drum on the table every single time. Any song they want to sing, they call me, and I was the youngest. But I'm the one that when I got to the secondary school, I kept on doing the same thing. Like I played P Square on the table, I played MI, I played Don Jazzy, everything. So people loved it because I hummed the melodies and I played the rhythm with my hand on the desk. So people loved that shit. So eventually, a friend of mine advised me that there's this software that makes beats, and I was like, I wasn't even interested. So he started making beats before me. So when I saw him doing it, I was like, okay, I should give this shit a shot. So I tried it. The first day I made the beat, a friend of mine used the beat and recorded the song, and we released the song. So I was like, okay. And people were feeling that shit. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make beats. So I started making beats, and it was hectic because my dad's all about school and book and everything. So he hated me making beats. We fought. There was a time me and my dad fought because of beats. So I left the house and I went to stay with my elder brother in Kogi State. You just come and take your shot. You can't, like, a few days before Wizzy called me, I was in a mess. I just got back from the hospital. Like the studio rent, the man was on my neck. I've not been able to pay him completely. Like it was terrible. It was terrible. Like I was almost giving up. In my mind, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna move back to Abuja. I'm gonna go finish my school and I'm gonna do everything. 3 days later, Wiz called me and everything woke up again. I was like, okay, this is possible. Yeah, I did. Because prior to that, I went for this Kill My Beat competition. There's this Kill My Beat competition that this Frizo and Bizu were organizing for young producers. So I went there and I took last. I took third. So I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it because to me I was lit than every other producer did. So I couldn't believe it. I didn't agree with them. So I said I didn't collect the prize. I didn't collect the prize for third position. So John with that frustration and John with the frustration that I was sick and the studio rent and everything, because I had studio rent to pay, but I still didn't collect the 100K. They agree. Because I didn't believe I was last. I no, there's no way. So that was how everything was just it was in the mess. So I didn't even know that everything I was gonna come up that quick. Compared to Nigeria, it's a good deal. It's a good deal because like what they paid for a track, most Nigerians won't even pay you for 5 songs. I'm telling you. And that is also, I tweeted about it, but people didn't know that was the track I was talking about. And that is not just, that is the upfront. They still have your percentages, your splits, your publishing and royalties. And anytime you can ask if you have any question, you observe anything, anytime you can mail them and they'll respond. Yes, particularly for the young boys in Nigeria. There's this mistake I observed that we producers have been making. And I think we may think it's moving us forward, but it might be slowing us down. That mistake is we give all our hard. Producers don't like to hear this, but it's the fact, it's the truth. We give all our hardest shit to the A-list producers because a producer knows his hardest beats. We know. You understand? Make you hear like because you know that you've made 10 beats this week, you've been hearing this one over and over and over. You know this one is special. You reserve it for an A-list artist. But that beat could change an upcoming artist's life, and that beat could make a Leonas out of a Nigerian boy that we don't know yet. That beat could make a Rema out of a Nigerian boy that we don't know yet. So like me, like when I took a step out of this A-list thing, then I started to see all these other opportunities that are presenting themselves. I'd be like, you talking about now if I'm gonna step down the price, so of course, like I'm doing 200K, 250, 300, like for those ones that are serious to work, and they're